Shalom, family. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about West Virginia. They're saying their water is unusable. And it was years and years of coal mining. And plus, they are also dealing with data centers. And the data center is not only contaminating the water, it's also flooding their homes. So they are really going through it in West Virginia. They are really going through it. But isn't that one of those places where even all the way up into the 80s, they were hanging our people? I'm just saying, they were still lynching all the way well into the 80s in West Virginia. So, no, judgment is here. That's what we're looking at. Do y'all know also, I'm just finding out just from doing some reading, and Donald Trump, about a week ago, I showed y'all they had a swarm of bees at the White House. Well, that's not the only thing. They got a big infestation. Not only bees, but they also got a gnat infestation at the White House, and they got bed bugs that's infesting the White House. Nah, y'all, this you can't tell me that ain't judgment. It most definitely is. So anyway, but you know what, Kindred three, do you notice that many of the predominantly white states are dumps? I'm not kidding you, y'all. Do y'all notice that? It's not just West Virginia. Yeah, West Virginia looks pretty crappy. It does. But I notice most of these states that are predominantly like where they got well over a 90 plus percent white population, those states don't look good at all. They don't look good at all. They look really pretty. Donald Trump, you don't have to look to Africa for a shithole country. Why don't you look at these states that's mostly people like you? We got shithole states here. We got shithole states. You ain't got to worry about that. But I'm dead serious, y'all. When you look at the places where it's mostly them folks, those locations look horrible, horrible. Like they have not done no work on those locations probably in many decades. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, y'all. And I know I can't be the only person that noticed that. I know I absolutely cannot be the only one that noticed that. Mm-hmm. So anyway, y'all, Um, I mean, even here in New Jersey, it's like that. We have towns where it's really hard. None of us are in those towns. And the towns look like little rural areas. It's really nothing exciting, nothing interesting. The town really don't look good at all, but it's mostly them living up in those towns. And the town really looks crappy. The houses look crappy. I'm serious. We got towns like that here in New Jersey. May not be the whole state, but we definitely got those kind of towns that are real dumpy looking. And I notice a pattern of wherever you see a lot of them living, it really is very uninteresting. The town is very uninteresting. It's just like Asheville, North Carolina. When you looked at that place before the storm, it really didn't look all that great. It's just up in some mountain and it's kind of bland. I'm just saying it looks bland. So, anyway, y'all, let me go ahead and share my screen so we can get into looking at this gross looking water. Let me see. Hold on one second. Now, where is. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this damn video. It was there. Let's see here.
Safe drinking water.
Yep, here it is. All right, y'all. We are. Got it. Okay. So the water that's coming out of their tap, and they're saying that a lot of this water got contaminated from mining that they did in West Virginia, coal mining. So a lot of the water comes out of the tap either black or brown. And they said it has a weird scent, but their water is virtually unusable. They cannot use this water. And this has hit a big part of West Virginia where this is happening. Thank you for the ones, y'all.
Safe drinking water in McDowell County, West Virginia is hard to come by. It can be black or brown from aging pipes and contamination left behind from the coal industry. Sometimes nothing comes out at all from the taps. Most of the families we met only drink bottled water. It costs them upwards of $150 a month. That's on top of their water bills. There have been reports of skin rashes and burns. The local pastor, Brad Davis, told us some residents haven't been able to take a hot shower in 6 years. We saw one woman filling up a jug of water from a mountain spring on the side of a highway. Pastor Brad told us this shouldn't be the case anywhere, let alone in the wealthiest nation in the world.
Can't really help nobody.
Just started last night. It gets worse. Like you can put a. And it's on both sides. There it is. There it got worse. Like the girls went to go take a shower and they started hollering saying, "Daddy, come and look at this." I went and looked. I said, "Golly, Nance." And turned on the hot water side. It was clear for about 5 minutes. Then it was the same way. But you want to know what? I would love. Look at that. Golly, Nance. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, God, baby.
I would love for somebody from the government, county, or somebody to come down, and I like for you to drink it. That's what I want you to do. Drink it, see how you like it. That's disgusting. That's a brand new well, $11,000 well that me and my grandmother had to get drilled here. Yeah. And now, 5-6 years later, we got to deal with this.
That's bad.
Is that normal? That is not normal.
I just spent the past 2 days in Washington, D.C., speaking with lawmakers, urging them to fund the $250 million to help the southern coal fields in southern West Virginia. Our water is absolute trash, and it has been trash for decades. I learned so much. There's so much information to share with everybody, and not just West Virginians, but other states as well. Because let's be real, several states, if not all states, are suffering from some type of water issue. But for right now, I am so tired and I'm ready to just kick back and take a breather.
Yeah, but y'all been running the country. Y'all did this. It's just like y'all added all that fluoride to the water, and you've added all types of toxins to the water. And as long as the levels are low, you allow people to drink it. Y'all did this. The whole country technically is contaminated. The whole country is. All the water is. I don't know what makes you think you are the ones to improve water don't need no improving. The way the Most High gave us the water was perfectly fine. Y'all were the ones that went in there with all kinds of stuff, adding all kinds of additives and stuff to the water when it didn't need nothing. How you going to improve water? Water? Y'all, I remember when I was a kid and we were down in Georgia, both my mother and father comes from rural Georgia. And I remember my grandmother would go in the backyard. She had a well and she would pump the water out. And back then we lived in the city of Philadelphia. And I noticed a huge difference in how the water tasted. The water was good, and it had a slightly sweet taste to it. And that was the first time in my life I ever had well water, and it was not tampered with. But I remember how it was nice and cool, and it had a little sweet taste to it, and it was really good. And then when we got back home, and you tasted that city water, it was nothing the same. These folks that have been in charge all this time, they are the ones that effed up the water all throughout this country. They have messed up every square inch of the water in this country. I mean, seriously, who drinks tap water? You can't even drink the tap water. In fact, when I got my gooseneck faucet put on, the guy that came out that was a plumber, he told me, he said, never, ever, ever drink the tap water. I wasn't drinking it anyway. I had long stopped drinking. I think the last time I had tap water, I was still a child. From that point on, man, I don't touch that tap water, except for, of course, you got to shower and do stuff like that. But to cook with it or drink directly from it, I don't. I don't. And y'all, and now the same people that messed the water up are the same ones crying over the water being toxic. Boy, you can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. But it's people that look like her that jack the water up. But let's go on.
And figure out what I'm going to share first.
Oh, God, baby.
I would love for somebody from the government, county, or somebody to come down, and I'd like for you to drink it. That's what I want you to do, drink it, see how you like it. That's disgusting. That's a brand new well, $11,000 well that me and my grandmother had to get drilled here. Yep. And now, 5-6 years later, we got to deal with this.
All
West Virginia, bitch, Tuesday, you're drinking water that looks shit brown. MAGA, Donald Trump. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, I love Trump, man. He's doing amazing things. I wish I voted for him. If I knew he was going to be putting belt to ass in all these red states, babe, I would have for sure voted for Trump. This is phenomenal. Amazing things are happening every day. Mind you, this is the same West Virginia that voted overwhelmingly for these environmental protection like repeals. Like they gutted the Safe Water Act or whatever, the water protective stuff. They told you they were going to do this. And now and now you're getting scrambled eggs out of your faucet. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? Maybe Christ will help you, you know? Like he helped me. Maybe that's what you maybe that's what you maybe that's what you can rely on. I don't know. I love this shit, man. It gets me so excited. I'm like, oh my God. Like I'm rubbing my feet together. I'm just like, it's happening. It's happening.
See, this is where all the water's coming in. And it's never happened like that, and I've been here 30 years.
Okay, so this is the last video on here. Now, this woman lives in West Virginia by a data center. So the data center is using the water and then pushing the contaminated water back out of the facility. And that contaminated water is flooding the homes, flooding everybody's backyards and inside their homes. And that's what she's complaining about. And this is also West Virginia, by the way. Oh, well. Yeah, I mean, look, these things are happening, but you know what you know why I showed you this? To show you that them folks are not being spared. See, they used to always use environmental things within, Black urban communities. They would pollute the air, they would pollute the water. And no matter how much the people would complain, they would ignore them. But now look at what's happening to them. Look at what's happening to them, y'all. Look at what's happening. Environmental racism still goes on in this country. And it largely have gone ignored. But now look at what they're dealing with. And they are dealing with the same politicians, and these West Virginians are being ignored. Nobody is helping them. I've even seen some of their town halls, y'all. Even their town halls, they'll be screaming at the politicians, and at the end of the day, nobody is coming out to help them with this water situation. So they are getting the same treatment that our people got for decades. And Elon is putting those data centers where our people live. He's doing it to us too. But you just know they're not being spared at all either. So y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. We're going to, oh boy, I know you're going to have a lot to say on the next one. I'm going to be showing you at 3:45. When Donald Trump came out and announced that slush fund that he's going to use to pay out for those J6ers. Ayanna Presley has now come back in the media to say she is going to start HR 40 again, and there's no reason why they can't do reparations if Donald Trump is giving out this money. My problem with the whole thing, we will discuss that at 3:45. I don't want to see no HR 40 unless you are coming with funding attached to it, money ready to give out. If it's going to be just more panel discussions and bringing people that's for and against it, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Because the last time y'all brought in Caribbeans that had nothing to do with reparations, and y'all were putting like Puerto Ricans and Afro Puerto Ricans and stuff on the panel, and they had nothing to do with our reparations. You put them there just to oppose it. See, if y'all gonna be doing mess like that, I'm just gonna ignore all of your little hearings and all your little meetings and stuff. I'm just gonna ignore that shit. If you are gonna put money on the table, then we can talk. Then we can come together and see what you're gonna do. But if it's gonna be more of the same, I don't want to see you. You might as well just let HR 40 stay dead. We don't need that revived. If it's gonna lead to nothing like it did before, I don't want her to resurrect that anymore. So we will talk about that at 3:45. Have a wonderful afternoon, and don't forget to pick up your hair products. Shalom, family.